This is Viterbi Voices.
Coming to you from the University of Southern California, Viterbi School of Engineering.
We're here to give you the inside scoop on research, classes, student life, and so much more.
All of these shared by students, faculty, alumni, and other members of the USC community.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the final 2022 episode of Viterbi Voices. As usual, I am one of your hosts. My name is Paul Ledesma. I'm the Executive Director of Undergraduate Admission here at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering.
And hello, everybody. I'm your other co-host, Maya Newinchwonder, currently a junior at the University of Southern California.
So, Maya, where are you joining us from today? You're not, it doesn't look like you're in LA.
No, definitely not in LA. My window's not open, but I am in Hudson, Wisconsin, and we have about 8 inches of snow right now, which is super exciting.
Holy cow, 8 inches of snow. Meanwhile, I'm complaining because it's in the 50s here in LA and I'm cold.
Yeah. It's not cold yet here. It's just snowy, which is great.
It's not cold yet, but it's snowy. Those things don't equate to me. I don't understand what that means.
So there are levels, there are thresholds. So when it's about 30 degrees, you're like, oh, this is pretty warm. Like it's reasonable to be in the snow because you can wear a jacket, hat, mittens. But next week, it's supposed to be like negative 15. And that's when you don't go outside.
Oh, my God. Negative 15. Is that a common Christmas temperature for you all?
No. Normally it's like the middle of January, like when it gets this cold. So
got it.
Not looking forward to that, but it looks nice outside of my window.
Got it. Okay. Well, I hope you stay warm and thank you for joining us from Wisconsin. Now, this is our last episode of the year, and that marks an important milestone for a number of reasons. One, you've wrapped up your finals, right? So you're home. Everybody's done with finals. How did finals go?
Finals were long. I'm not going to lie, Paul. They were definitely hard this year. I think like as you get older and the classes are more technical, it's hard, but
was it a mix of finals and projects or presentations or things like that, or was it all tests?
It was everything. I had a bunch of papers, bunch of projects, 3 tests. I think it just got to be a lot, but it feels all that better to be done right now.
All right, good. And how are you spending your break?
It's a good question. A lot of reading, a lot of just hanging out with my family, seeing my dog. That's really what I like for break. I like to reset. Other than that, just like some small projects around the house. I'm planning to go to New York and Connecticut for New Year's Eve.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, those are the plans. Other than that, packing up, getting ready for study abroad.
All right. Very cool. Yes. And so you want to let everybody know, I think we might have mentioned this already, but you want to update everybody as to what your plans are for the coming semester and how that will affect the podcast as well.
Yes. Yeah. Next semester, I will be studying abroad at Queen Mary's University in London.
Very cool.
I could not be more excited right now. I think it's coming at a really cool time. A lot of my friends are going abroad as well. So I'm just very excited for that. So what that means for the podcast is you will be hearing a little bit less of me. You'll be hearing a lot more of another host. Paul, do we want to do like a secret announce the host when it happens, maybe?
Oh, like it's a surprise. Like you're not going to tell them who your guest host is going to be, your replacement host?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine by me. You want to make it a secret? Okay, cool. So that'll be a little ultimate tease. Like come back in January to find out whose voice will be on Viterbi Voices. That's exciting.
Yeah. But I'm super excited. I think they're going to be awesome in this role, and I'm super excited for you guys to hear them all.
I think they definitely will be very exciting and very cool addition to this program. And I will give a hint. It is someone you have heard before on the podcast, but we cannot tell you who that person is. That's a good drama filled. Maybe we'll take guesses. Feel free to reach out with your guesses. Love to hear what your guesses are going to be. So you, when do you leave?
I leave January 11th. So I guess most of my break is spent getting ready for that, packing everything. Right.
Taking your little side trips as well. Very cool. And your semester, the spring semester there at Queen Mary's University is how long? What's the plan?
It's a long semester. So it goes from, I think we have to be there around January 16th. So that's like our welcome week as study abroad students. And then goes until I think the first week of June. It's kind of a question mark when exactly you end, just like finals week at USC, except finals week is over the entire month of May. So it's pretty much like you're done as soon as your finals are done, but you don't know when that's going to be until
Got it.
you're already there.
Got
So
it.
yeah, tentative dates is like the middle of January to the start of June.
Wow. Okay. Cool. And what is on your definite must-do list for London? What are your top things that you want to see, you want to do?
Oh my gosh, my roommate and I have this entire bucket list. She's going abroad with me as well.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Um, yeah, let's see. So I have family that lives out of London, so definitely
Hmm.
visiting them.
Okay. Okay.
We want to, there are a bunch of day trips, so we want to go to the Cotswolds for a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Have you seen
No.
any
No.
pictures?
No. No. No.
Just like this adorable little English countryside town with a bunch of cottages right on the water.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
Want to do that. I don't know, just a bunch of random things. Also going around Europe as well. So in April, there's this revisions period
Hmm.
where it's pretty much like a month long study week for finals, and a lot of
Oh,
people take that time to travel. So we also have a little travel bucket list.
wow. Okay. Cool. Very exciting. Very cool. Well, I wish you the best of luck. It'd be very exciting. Hopefully, we'll still get to check in with you from time to time on the podcast and see how it's going and how you're making your way out there. And hopefully, we'll get a few times in to check in with you. What is this particular episode that we're putting out today? Is this just a recap? What do we got?
Um, I was thinking today would be like the first part of this transition to our mystery host,
Got
then
it.
also
Okay.
a wrap up of the semester. So I guess
Okay.
I'll kick it off. Paul, what have been two of your favorite things this semester?
Two of my favorite things this semester. For me, professionally, it was a return to travel because over COVID and actually, I guess I traveled last spring. I guess this is last year. I guess I shouldn't say. Maybe it was this semester, but this last year I was back in traveling because I was a big part of my life before COVID, and then 2022 is a big part of getting back out in the saddle again. And particularly, my trip to London was probably the most impressive. Oddly enough, we're talking a lot about London in this thing. And the second thing was our other large big event that we had in October, which was our Discover USC open house and the Viterbi Expo, which is kind of the first time we've done that in a couple of years, which was exciting as well. So professionally, those were probably my biggest deals that I think were kind of cool. And it's still kind of an ongoing thing of dealing with early action. I think that was exciting, but still lots of unknowns. But it overall is a great. I don't want to call it a return to normalcy, but it's kind of establishing this new sense of normal and how we're actually creating the admission process all over again from post-COVID and seeing people and engaging with people and having in-person events. That's kind of the biggest deal in general, I think. How about you?
Hmm. Yeah, having the in-person events has definitely been super exciting, particularly as a VSA. And I think those were the events that I went to when I was a
Yeah,
prospective student. So to be able to do those again, that's been really awesome.
got
Um,
it.
Other than that, my favorite things about this semester, I also agree. I think this semester was the one that really established the new normal. I feel like this was the first
Yeah,
semester we weren't thinking like COVID at the front. Like COVID wasn't our first thought. This was just like,
right.
this is what a semester looks like now. This
Everything's
is
very
like what our.
tentative before this semester, right? It was like, oh, we
Mhm.
might do something, we might not do something. And that was not to cut you off, but it was like this idea of like, oh, no, we're doing stuff.
Hmm. And all my classes were fully in person, and I think that really did a lot for my learning. Like for myself, I definitely learned better in person, and it was great
Sure.
to be in class with my teachers and my fellow students. I also think a huge highlight of this semester for me was also like the school spirit at the
Mm,
football games. To really experience that with the new normal, like everybody's here,
yeah,
everybody's in person, people are interacting again. That was really special for me, to really
yeah,
feel like I was a part of USC, and that all the other students felt like active in the community as well.
totally. Can I add one? I just remembered
Hmm.
one. We hired Lisa. So we have our new assistant director of admissions. She started in October, right towards the end of October, actually, which was really exciting. And so Lisa Rosas, our assistant director of admission, she started. I was looking at our calendar. She started that week of Discover and Viterbi Expo. It was kind of like her first, I think it was like her
Hmm.
third day with us was doing that large event. But we hired her, and it's exciting to have her on board because the last week or two she's been starting to dip her toe in the water of starting to lead presentations. And so that's also exciting to have someone new professionally kind of join our team and create relationships and start to meet all of you all that are out there listening and hearing some stuff. At one point, we have to get her on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Woohoo! Yeah, it's been super great to have Lisa here. We're all very excited to get to know her better.
Cool. So we are essentially wrapping this bad boy up, making sure we're putting a little pretty bow on it as we wrap up and close up the semester. And that kind of goes into our winter break. And everybody celebrates and does different things over the winter break, different holidays, whether people are celebrating holidays or not. But at least it is a time to reflect. It is a time to relax. It's a time to kind of hopefully take a break. I hope all of you are able to take a break and relax a little bit at some point as we close out this year and celebrate the winter season. And how do you do that in your family? Maya, are you a Christmas celebrating house?
We are definitely a Christmas celebrating house. Yeah, we always put up our tree after Thanksgiving. So been ready for quite some time. The Christmas really makes it special. So a lot of Christmas stuff.
What are the traditions that you're looking forward to now that you're home, or what do you want to do? What's the standard, and how do you spend these days?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of Christmas music. My mom was complaining last night, actually. My dad is like, November 1st, it's Christmas music time.
Oh,
so my mom's about ready to tap out, but we've started doing instrumental Christmas music, which like Christmas jazz on Spotify saves families when you're split between Christmas music or not. Other than that, we're baking some cookies, going out. We're all going skiing on Saturday.
Cool. What's the cookie in your house? Like, what's the one?
Peanut butter blossoms.
What are peanut butter blossoms?
It's like so it's a peanut butter cookie with a Hershey's Kiss in the middle.
Oh, yeah. So that was the cookie in my house too, but we never called them peanut butter blossoms.
Oh, what do you call them?
The Hershey Kiss peanut butter cookie. There never was a name for it. It was just that's what came out at Christmas time.
I don't know. Like the initial recipe we started.
It's got to be a Midwest thing because my mom is from the Midwest, and so like that was her thing. And it's got to be a Midwest thing because only people from the Midwest seem to make this.
They're great cookies. Everybody, if you haven't had them before, look up the recipe.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's like and for people who don't like, because I don't like peanut butter cookies, if that makes any sense, like the traditional like peanut butter cookies, I don't like those. Even though this is a peanut butter cookie, it's very different, right? I mean, it's not like a regular peanut butter cookie. It's like softer. And you put the Hershey Kiss in. It's amazing. I love that cookie. That was the cookie growing up. It's really funny. Everybody kind of makes versions of these, but everyone that I know that makes versions of these, their family at one point stems from the Midwest. Like that's got to be a Midwest thing.
It's a great Midwestern invention.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's your thing. And any other things that you're looking forward to, or anything new that you're going to be doing? We got skiing, we got cookies, we got Christmas music. Is there a specific tradition on the morning of Christmas or Christmas Eve? I know that some families, really focus on Christmas Eve, some focus on Christmas Day. Do you have opinions?
Yeah, my parents were actually split growing up, so we have a little bit of a meet in the middle. But we'll open one present on Christmas Eve. Yep. And then we'll go to church, and then we'll come back, and then Christmas morning we'll open the rest of them.
Do you do the midnight mass?
It's like what would be the midnight mass at my church, but they started at like 9 p.m. So it doesn't go until midnight. But
when you guys should all have like sweaters that you wear saying it's midnight somewhere. That's what you should have when you get in there.
Yeah. And I appreciate it. I'm not a night owl. I do not think I could be up until 12, but I like going to the night service.
Got it. Very cool. Well, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, how about you? Do you have any specific Christmas traditions?
There's certain things here and there. I mean, I'm pretty strict as far as I don't want Christmas things going on until after Thanksgiving. And I started bending that rule this year. I don't know why. I just felt like it had to start happening. We after Halloween, I think the new tradition that we started this year was on November 1st, that's when we watch Nightmare Before Christmas. And it never made sense to me before till this year. But that movie kicks off with the end of Halloween. And I never thought about it that way, because the start of that movie is Halloween just ended. What do we do now? And I thought, okay, that's how we're going to kick it off every year now. So that's our new tradition. And then I started keeping like not like a spreadsheet basically of like Christmas movies because there's ones we always forget. And so this year I was like, okay, I'm going to keep a list. Now, granted, I've kind of given up on the list about a week ago, but it's all the Christmas movies that we're watching. So, from night to night, we kind of keep track of the movies that we're watching, which ones have we missed, which ones we want to see. So sitting down and watching something is always fun. The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special was tremendous. It was a tremendous edition this year. But we go through those movies. We went, what was it, last week? I can't remember, to the LA Zoo because they have zoo lights. I don't know if you've seen this or heard of this, but they put up some really cool displays and they're really awesome. And they have like a light tunnel and all sorts of other stuff. And that was amazing. So we went to the zoo lights. We're going to go to another zoo tomorrow night for some zoo lights. I don't know. This is not my plan, but I'm going along for the ride. And we're going to hit up Disneyland next week for Christmas time at Disneyland. So that should be fun. My sister and her family are coming over to our house on Christmas Eve. And so that's become kind of a recent tradition that they spend Christmas Eve with us. And we just eat and play games and stuff like that. Big rule, we wake up in our house on Christmas Day. Ever since my daughter was born, that was the rule we set down. Like we will always wake up in our house on Christmas Day, because there's like, which family are you going to? Which set of parents are you going to? How do you make everybody happy? It's a nightmare. But we said we will always wake up Christmas Day. So we'll wake up Christmas Day here, open gifts. I can tell you all what Santa's bringing, because I heard from the big man himself. Actually, no, I take that back. We got this for my daughter. We're not letting Santa have credit for it. Santa's bringing small gifts. We're giving her the big gift. McKay is getting her first 3D printer for Christmas, which is super exciting. And it's something she wants, which is super exciting to me. So she's getting a 3D printer, which is insane to me that's what she's getting, but it's going to be super cool. It's made for kids. It's not like this giant one, but it's really cool. It's called Toy Box. And the opportunity of like, they call it the toy that makes more toys. And so it's like she can print out little like figures and she can do different stuff. It's like super, super cool. And like it works with her iPad. She just like puts in design. She can design her own stuff and she's super excited and jazzed for it. So hopefully she'll be excited to open that.
That is so cool. I was wondering, I was like, oh, what do kids these days want? I'm like, it could not be better than that. Like,
What do they want versus like what's a good gift are two different things, because like what she wants are Pokemon cards and Squishmallows. And so Santa is bringing Pokemon cards and Squishmallows because I can't stand either of those things. But those will arrive under the tree on Christmas. And also we have her the 3D printing gift. It was a debate. It was a close debate. This could have been the year that we were going to go become a video game house, which we're not. And so like we almost got her the Nintendo Switch. And that was the debate among a lot of houses in this neighborhood. A lot of parents are going that route. And so we thought, okay, that'd be kind of cool because they have like the community to play against each other and with each other. And I'm like, and we were just almost there. And then we discovered this other thing. And so we went the toy box route. So it would have been around like a video game system. That's the typical big gift right now. She's 7 and 8-year-olds, lots of video games, which I don't really like, but whatever. So we'll do that, and then we're taking a little trip, just a couple days down to San Diego to go down there, and we're taking McKay to SeaWorld for the first time. She's never been there, so that'll be fun. And no plans for New Year's. Usually we go over to somebody's house and rip it up a little bit. We always have a traditional New Year's Day brunch at a friend's house, and this might be a Midwest thing too. Usually it's a Southern thing, but it's pork, collard greens, and something else, and I'm forgetting what it is, but traditional New Year's meal. You have it either brunch or dinner or whatever, and there's symbolism behind each of these things. And it's like, the greens represents wealth in the new year, the pork represents health. I can't remember. This is how horrible it is. I don't remember the tradition, but there's this symbolic kind of New Year's meal that you have, and people make and black-eyed peas. So it's like health, wealth, and prosperity or something like that. It's like the traditional meal in New Year. So we're going to go have that at a friend's house that we always do. And then we're back at it, right? So, our office will open back up on January 3rd. My daughter goes to school on January 3rd. It all works out. For those of you that don't care about any of this stuff, but actually is relative, that you're working on your application, keep in mind that our office will be closed We're closed actually as of the afternoon of Friday, December 16th. And then we will reopen on January 3rd. We will occasionally go in and check an email here or there just to see if there's any emergencies, but we don't expect any emergencies. If there's anything, we will get back to you the week of January 3rd. We do have events that are still coming up. So if you're still thinking about applying, there will be events happening starting January 3rd with virtual events and also in-person events that week as we grow into the final deadline for admission for first year applications, which is January 15th. So keep that in mind. January 15th is the final deadline for admission for first year admission to the Viterbi School of Engineering. If you are thinking about applying as a transfer student, you still got way more time than that, and that the application deadline to apply as a transfer student is going to be February 15th. So plenty of time. If you have applied for early action, keep in mind that we will be back in touch with you in mid to late January. I'm going to guess that's probably somewhere between the 3rd and the 4th week of January. The university will be back in touch with you with either a decision on your early action admission. And some students will be offered admission at that point, a very small percentage of students. And the rest of our students will be offered the opportunity to defer their application into our regular decision pool. So basically we'll say, hey, here's the offer of admission, or we weren't able to offer you early action admission. Do you still want to be considered for regular admission? And then you will need to tell us that, yes, you do want to be considered for regular admission, and you'll do that inside of your portal. And then we'll go through the regular admission process with your application in the pool. So we still got lots of things happening, lots of things in the works. The break is in between all that stuff where we'll celebrate and eat lots of things and have good merriment and cheer. And for all of you that celebrate any other types of holidays that are out there that maybe Maya and I don't celebrate, I'm really excited to hear about your breaks and really excited to hear about what you do. It's really exciting to hear all the different ways in which people celebrate these different breaks. And I hope that regardless of those different celebrations and backgrounds and histories and cultures that we all have, that you all have a good break and that you're all excited and that you're all winding down at the same time, excited for the break, winding down from the year and getting ready to start the new year with a sense of prosperity, a sense of new beginnings. And I hope that something will come of that as we kind of wrap up your senior year in high school, if you're a high school student, and going into college. And if you're in college, this is just the beginning of your adventure with us as you might work your way into joining the Viterbi School in the coming year. So I hope that's it. Any other final words from you, Maya, before you sign off?
None at all. I think you captured it perfectly, everybody. I hope you have a great holiday season, great break, great new year.
All right, everybody. Happy holidays. Have a great break. We will be back. Do we have a date that we're going to be back in January? Do you know, Maya?
TBD.
TBD. So, sometime early to mid-January, we're going to be shooting to come back. So a little bit of a hiatus. We won't be updating our feed over the break, but feel free to go back and listen to our archives. We will see you all in 2023. Bye, y'all.